Hey guys, welcome in, welcome in. Hey Zach, how you doing? Welcome to Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Part 3. It's going pretty good, thanks. It's going pretty good. How about for you? I've actually not had too bad of a day, except for my phone at work just ass breaking on me. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, not ideal. Otherwise, not too bad. Bit of a gammy throat. I'll be alright. I've got some water. I've just snarfed half a cup of tea, so I think we're ready to go. But yeah, we're going to be carrying on with the second game today. We're starting from case number 2, which I think was the captive turnabout. So yeah, I'm hoping that this is going to be a bit better than the first game. I didn't like the first case very much at all. Cool story, but like the execution left a lot to be desired. So I've heard so much good about this game. I'm really hoping that this is going to pull it back for me a little bit. So let's get ourselves jumping on in. So we want to go to... where is it? Here we are. Right, let's go. Let's go. Hey, Hades, how you doing, man? Welcome in. Oh, we're in prison. Nearly 2 million Ace Attorney villains are incarcerated in the prison system of the US. Wait, what's going on here? Oh dear. Wait, what? Huh? But, huh? Eh? Eh? What? Dog. That was Bronco Knight. Why is he dead? Why is Bronco Knight dead? Did Shelley finally exact his revenge for Bastion Rook? I see. I understand. Still no sign of them, huh? Yeah. How long do they intend to keep us waiting? No, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure the guard will bring him in any second now. The killing of Bastion Rook. It's been 2 days since the incident at the park, and today we're paying a visit to the detention centre. Our aim, of course, is to interview Bronco Knight, who has been charged with the murder. His trial is due to start tomorrow, and I am to be the prosecutor behind the bench. What's taking so long? You there, what's going on? You see things took a turn for the weirder? Yeah.
No, we got a situation. It's Knight. He's been killed.
What? Killed? In the detention centre? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Right, guard, take us to the scene of the crime at once. Hey, Erixia, welcome in. Yay, murder! Yippee! Our favourite. It ain't a healthy British breakfast without a nice dosage of killing, is it? Let's be fair. Let's be fair, like, you can interchangeably, like, swap out the black pudding or the bacon for just, like, murder, and it still works, you know? Classic. Well, it's time that we become the Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit. Yes, exactly.
Yes, sir.
So it didn't happen in the holding cells, but surely that was where he was being held.
What's the hold-up? Crime scene's this way.
In the vault? Where are you taking us? Doesn't this door lead to the prison proper? Yes. You mean those other cells aren't part of the prison? Not exactly, no. Those are the detention centre's holding cells. That's where defendants are kept whilst they're awaiting trial. The area beyond this door serves a rather different purpose.
Ah, it's where the people who are convicted serve out their time.
Oh, it's a right. Okay, so this is a prison architect stream. Understood. Understood. Right, well, in that case, I'm going to assign the defendant to death row, and then I'm going to wait until he's got a 48% clemency chance and execute him and get fined 50 grand for getting it wrong. Yippee! I suppose you could say it's the last place a great thief should ever want to be.
I've unlocked it, sir. Please follow me.
Oh, man. Damn. That's nice, all right. But he's dead. Prison Architect is certainly one of the games of all time in terms of social commentary. I mean, I don't pay... Did the YouTube chat freeze? Not as far as I can see. Your most recent chat just showed up. It might have frozen before. If it did, then I don't know what's going on with it. It could be an internet issue, perhaps. Hopefully not, but we'll see how we go. He's dead. How could this have happened, and how did he wind up inside the prison proper? Okay. Yeah, I've just been enjoying Prison Architect. Like, I've been playing a whole ass lot of it. I think I picked up in the Steam sale. I've played something like 60 hours of it since then. Whoops. This is horrible. How did Mr. Knight get himself murdered? I can hardly believe it myself. But there can be no doubting the evidence of our own eyes. Your last two messages didn't get through. Oh, strange. They didn't show up for me at all. So I don't know what's happened there. And what's he doing here? I thought he was being held in the detention centre. Oh, wrong voice. I thought he was being held in the detention centre, no? He was. He must have been. His trial hadn't even begun yet. The law states that until convicted, suspects will be kept in cells separate from the main prison. Only those who have been found guilty are sent to the prison proper. There's no way Knight should have been in here. You've been told about a software for tagging computer images on a large scale? Go on. I'm curious. Maybe he wandered his way over. The detention centre and the prison are separated not only by two heavy doors, but also a lengthy corridor. That would have been a long way to wander, especially for a detainee. Okay. Hydrus network. Okay. It's pretty great. Alright. Okay. I suppose we'd better take a closer look at Knight's body. We'll need to examine the scene of the crime carefully if we want to get to the bottom of this. Okay. Can I just say, I'm not sad about this, like, at all. That sounds callous as hell, but I'm just like, oh, okay. Bronco Knight is dead. Alright, bye. That's it. That's the end of the stream. This part of the floor is covered with dirt. You know what that means, sir. Footprints. Too many footprints, unfortunately. We'll need a specialist to identify them. Guess we just gotta wait for forensics to get here. Yes. In the meantime, if you could refrain from treading all over it. Wouldn't want to slip up and get the old jacket dirty, huh? Good point, Mr. Edgeworth. Thanks. My concern was for the footprints, not your jacket, detective. Okay. A whip? Time to inspect every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Indeed, this area is too big to take in all at once. Fortunately, I can use the arrow keys to look further up or down. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Okay, so we have a cage, we have a hook. Looks like a pulley of some kind. Maybe the prisoners use it for work. I suppose so, yes. Okay, so I know you're going to say no, but... Absolutely not, Kay. You are not permitted to swing on that rope. Oh, I knew it. Oh, I should have known you were being serious. Kay's so silly. We're gonna have something else in a prison, huh? A cage inside a cage. Technically, Kay, a prison is made up of cages, but cells. What's the difference? No offense, Mr. Edgeworth, but you've got to look at the basic nature of things more. Yes, and the basic nature of an investigation is the pursuit of accurate facts and information. True. So we've got some rope. There was a rope in a Knight's body too. Speaking of which, want to see my super rope escape trick? Thanks, but I'll let you know when I'm near saving. She seems genuinely disappointed. Okay. A whip. These tarps are rather colourful. They kind of stand out in a room like this, don't they? They certainly don't look like they belong in a prison. Look, there's a whip on top of them. You know what that reminds me of, right? Hey, maybe it's actually hers. Maybe she left it here. Not a chance. She and her whip are attached at the wrist. Trust me. True. True. Okay. I don't think there's anything else for us to look at on this bit. Oh, hang on. There's a toolbox. No, toolbox is not relevant. Okay. Right. Okay. Ah, get what? Oh, no. That's... Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah, get walked on, you fucking nerd. It's a sink. It doesn't seem to contain any useful clues. No, no way for treasure either. You do know we're not actually looking for treasure, right? Okay, what's this? What's with all the weird equipment? I'm not sure, but I don't see anything particularly suspicious here. It smells weird, though. Kinda musky, like wet fur. I didn't know you had such a keen nose. Well, it's nothing special, really, except when it comes to sniffing out treasure. Remind me to seal all my valuables away in airtight containers. No way, Mr. Edgeworth. I never steal any of your stuff. But you would happily steal someone else's? I'm not sure that's entirely reassuring. Bronco Knight. Killed the day before his court date. We better take a closer look. Okay. So we've got the tarps. The body is partially covered by a dirt-stained tarp. There's a rope on top of it. Was Knight tied up with the rope somehow? Okay. We should take a look under the sheets as well. Oh, look at all that red stuff. Yes, I'd say that's blood. Okay. We should keep looking around. There's bound to be more secrets to uncover. I'm sure of it. He's got something in his hand. Oh man, whoever's been using this glove has had the dirtiest wank of all time. Jesus. A rubber glove. Yeah, just the one though. I should examine it in more detail. Oh! Inmate use only. I guess that means that it must be one of the prisoners who was using it, right? Yes, you would certainly imagine so. The fingers are covered in blood on this side. I think we can safely assume that this glove was dropped sometime after Knight's blood had been spilt. We can? How come? Because it had been on the floor when the pool of blood was forming. Then the blood would have flowed around it, but not underneath it. Oh, there'd only be a band of blood around the edges of the fingers, not all over the backside. Assuming the glove was discarded after the blood had pooled around the body, maybe our murderer ditched it after they did the deed. It's certainly a possibility. At the very least, whoever it was that dropped it must have seen the body. Okay. You there? Yes, sir. Have you seen that glove before? Yes, sir. Prisoners wear them for work. It's strange, though. Prisoners issued with those gloves are under strict orders to keep them in their cells. We didn't need to disconnect the hand to examine it. No, I mean, we're going to throw it in the slow cooker. We're going to make soup. We're going to make soup out of human flesh. And maybe some carrots. Maybe some potato as well. That'd be nice. The other lads are taken without permission. We always check. I suppose that would explain why there aren't any other gloves in the workshop. Okay. So, chess set. Huh? Is that? Oh, I've seen one of these in your office, Mr. Edgeworth. When you're hungry for hands. Yeah. It's finger licking good. I'm sure you have, Detective. It's a pocket chess set. The victims, I'd imagine. Makes sense. He loved chess after all. Yeah, it would have been a good way to pass the time. Okay. You were making a reference. Oh, what was the reference? I think I've missed it. Oh, his neck brace is soaked with the blood from the hole in his neck. I would assume that's the cause of death, and it was probably instantaneous. Llamas with hats? I don't know it, I'm afraid. I don't know llamas with hats. He wouldn't have even had the chance to cry out for help. A weird internet show about a murderous llama? Oh, okay. I might have to have a look at that later. There's a small cut on his scalp, too. Was he struck with something? Maybe he fell on his head after he was stabbed in the throat. It's possible, but it's too early to say with any certainty. It's hilarious if you enjoy black comedy that's very bloody. Understood. Understood. It's sort of like Happy Tree Friends. Is it like comparable to Happy Tree Friends, would you say? No, I see why Twitch took offense to it. Sometimes Twitch misreads the intent behind two words in sequence. So I knew what you meant. I knew exactly what you meant. You know, it's like, that's why I'm thinking, is it like Happy Tree Friends, maybe? Because Happy Tree Friends, it's more absurdist. Ooh. This sounds like something I'd enjoy. Alright, I'll have a look at that later. Yeah. Okay, you have your camera with you, correct? Could you lend it to the detective so that he can photograph the body? Surprisingly not like Happy Tree Friends. Oh, the plot thickens. Sure thing. All yours, Gummy. Thanks. Alright, here we go. His clothes sure are a mess, though, huh? Indeed, they appear to be covered in dirt. Guess he's like me when it comes to laundry. It would be a grave error to think that anybody else could be quite like you, detective. True. Now, this in his hand, that caught my eye pretty much immediately. Oh, excuse me, I had to fart. There's something on his finger. Let's take a close look, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a ring, an expensive looking one at that. Don't even think about it, Kay. Well, I didn't say anything. So he's got a ring on his finger. There's nothing else. Bro is fucking dead. Okay. I think we're gonna have to do some logic in a second. These seem to be a list of prisoner reservations for this workshop. What are all these numbers, Mr. Edgeworth? Prisoner numbers, I'd imagine. Oh, I'd hate to be given a number like that. I rather agree. People are meant to have names. I'd much rather be called Great Thief or the Second Yasagrassi. Alright, no name for you then, I guess. Wow, shut the fuck down. Okay. Let's do some logic then, shall we? Okay. This seems obvious. And so it was. These tarps have a pretty distinctive design. In fact, it's the same design as the bloody tarp around Mr. Knight's body. Yes, you took the words right out of my mouth. Ah, that'll teach you to be so careless, Mr. Edgeworth. You need to keep your treasures close when there's a great thief around. I thought you were on a sabbatical. Okay. Not a bad bit of evidence gathering. Ha! Nothing can stop us when we're on the hunt together. Right, Gummy? You betcha. We're unstoppable. A regular Three Musketeers. Let's not get carried away, Detective. There's one thing we still haven't found. What do you mean, sir? The murder weapon. What's missing from this crime scene? The murder weapon. I see no sign of a murder weapon anywhere. You're right. I didn't even think of that. Come now, Detective. These are basic investigative principles we're talking about here. Yeah, I guess. Sorry, sir. Don't worry, Gubby. Hadn't crossed my mind either. A fact that hardly puts my mind at ease, Kay. It's items that could prove even potentially lethal are strictly controlled within a prison. Really? Because, like, the contraband levels in this prison are out of control. Oh, our prisoners look a little untidy. Send him to the electric chair. How are these prison architect jokes going? You're going to have to deal with those tonight, I'm afraid. There's no way around it. You're just going to have to deal with them, alright? After all, we wouldn't want the inmates getting their hands on them, would we? Which means acquiring a murder weapon would be hard enough, let alone leaving the scene with one. Oh yeah, nice thinking, Mr. Edgeworth. What was the murder weapon? And where has it gone? The answers to these questions may be the keys to figuring out what happened here. I didn't know the guy had a whole entourage. Who's this, I wonder? Oh! Trying to think what voice this guy's going to have. Hades, what do you reckon?
I kind of wonder, like, about, like... Do you remember Johnny from Angels with Filthy Souls in Home Alone? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, Snakes. I'm gonna give you to the count of 10. He sounds like a slightly too cheerful uncle. I'm gonna go with that then, yeah. Excuse me, but this is the scene of a crime, right? You're... Wait a second. Are you... No way. Those piercing eyes. That furrowed brow. Mr. Fender. It has been far too long. I know, right? But even after all this time, I'd know that deep bow anywhere. And that neck were arms. Bit odd, but well-meaning. Oh, so he's like me. Manfred von Karma. The man, the legend. Gotta say, I didn't expect to see you here. What are you talking about, pal? This is Mr. Edgeworth, not that old geezer. Detective, please. Edgeworth! Wow, guess that explains the fresh face. Huh, can't blame a guy for mixing you two up, though. You're a spitting image of the old devil in his day. I see you haven't changed. How many years has it been? Man, good question. But who's counting, eh? Been away travelling so long I lost track. You know how it is. But you know what I do remember? You betraying everything you were supposed to stand for. Oh? Oh, where did that come from? Who are you, anyway? This is Eddie Fender. He's a defense attorney. Okay. I know we go hard with the pun names in this series, right? But that one is like taking the biscuit. His translation name is Raymond Shields. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like the fact that his name is A Defender. It's fitting, isn't it? It's fitting. Okay. Okay. Right. Enchante, as they say. Fender's the name, Defender's the game. Oh, a bit of an ace attorney. Detective Dick Gumshoe. And I'm Kay Faraday, great thief. I'm on sabbatical at the moment, though. A great thief? Wow, that's so romantic. Trade she, if you will. Right, it's nice to finally meet someone who gets it. I'm looking to expand the franchise, actually. I even made signing up super simple. Sounds awesome. I'd love to come hang with you guys if you'll have me. Sorry, I should have also mentioned that it's girls only. And they have to be super fun and super cool and... Hey, I totally get it. No hard feelings yet. Come on, bring it in. You've got to be kidding. My bad, my bad. I'm just so used to how they do things elsewhere, you know. And why are you here, Mr. Fender? Oh, I almost forgot. This is your scene. Keeping the defense out is strategy number 1 in the Von Karma playbook, after all, isn't it? Hey, quit it with all the Von Karma stuff, pal. What gives? Hold it. Detective, calm yourself. His attitude is, unfortunately, understandable. It is? I take it you're Mr. Knight's attorney. Guilty as charged, Your Honor. Well, I was supposed to be, anyway. So he was planning to represent Knight if his client hadn't been murdered. He and I would have faced off against each other in court. I'd better see what he has to say for himself. Okay. He's got the stance. Look at that stance. That is powerful. That's a powerful stance, that. Okay. So the victim asked you to represent him. Sure did. We were supposed to have a little chat today. As was I. But a guard showed up instead and told us that his body had been found. JoJo stance moment, yeah. I'm as bummed about it as you. I even brought him some weenies to cheer him up. Mr. Fender, you know you can't bring food into the prison. Ah, oh yeah. Well, it's here now. Want some? Little vice I picked up on my travels. So Moorish. No, thank you. Fine, you do you. What are you doing here anyhow? Don't tell me you wanted to hear Knight's side. He looks better with the hat. He definitely does. He definitely does look better with the hat. His hairstyle is like kind of appalling. Like he kind of looks like a more psychopathic Doc Emmett from Back to the Future. Von Karma was always more of a convicted defender than a cost guy. He didn't teach you that? That was a long time ago. If you say so. Sure you don't want any weenies? No, thank you. Have you met with your client previously? Yes, indeed, Your Honor. Just yesterday, in fact.
The Bronxter called me the minute he was arrested. Sounded really freaked out, man. Oh yeah, mentioned your little performance too. According to him, you've really made a nuisance of yourself. And not a kind word was spoken, I'm sure. Well, sticks and stones and all that. Boy, did he not like you. Trash talked you something fierce. Huh. Guess I didn't join in the fun, though. Fun? How dare you, Mr. Fender? Lighten up, kid. I'm kind of a fixture in the visitor's room here. I don't think I've had that much of a gas. Oh, so you come here a lot. Hey. Don't go getting the wrong idea, little sis. I'm never on the wrong side of the bars. Just happen to know someone who is. The visitor's room is usually where I'm at, but this isn't exactly my first time into Clink either. In which case, I'd better ask him what he knows about this room. Okay. Tell me, what do you know about the scene of the crime? Huh? Oh, this room. No, dude. What do you know about it? I'll give you 3 choices. Is it a classroom? What, like they tied the Bronxter up in here to teach him a lesson? Check out those powers of deduction. A pat on the head for our genius prosecutor. Now let's see what the answer key has to say, shall we? Oh no, you got it wrong. This is actually a workshop. So all the options he gave me were wrong. How infantile. The cons come here to perform various duties. They can learn new skills too, bank some qualifications when they're back on the street. I see. And how is access to this room controlled? Who has the key? Chill out, Edgeworth. I don't have all the answers. Okay. My man over there probably does, though. Right, compadre?
Yes, sir. The workshops aren't locked with physical keys. Their doors are fitted with sensors instead.
What kind of sensors?
Inmates are issued with special bracelets, sir. When they walk through a workshop door, the sensors checks their bracelet. And if they're not supposed to be there, ding-a-ling-a-ling, alarm signs. If they let it ring for too long, then they get a real shock, if you know what I mean. And if they try to break or remove the bracelet, a shock 3 times worse than that.
Oh, that's brutal! I guess they need to ensure that the inmates follow the rules, but that sounds a bit excessive.
If they wish to pass through a door like this one, prisoners need to be accompanied by a guard. We disable the sensor for them and let them in.
You get all that? Have any prisoners used this workshop today?
No, sir. No one's been in here for days. I'd know if they had.
So no prisoners have entered, let alone used this workshop today. Okay. Which means that there's a contradiction in this crime scene. Namely, there's something here that shouldn't be, which is the body. I'll take another quick look over the crime scene and employ my powers of deduction to solve this mystery. Okay. Hey, Ara, welcome in, welcome in. We met this guy, he's got a sick bitchin' hat, and he speaks with kind of like a Chicago town accent. I met Mr. Sexo, yeah. He's got kind of some riz about him, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's got a bit of riz to him. And I'm extremely happy because this motherfucker, like, I saw his body and was like, right, okay, goodbye. Stream done. My tracking's really bad. Like, hang on a minute. Let me just calibrate this camera again. Hold on. Has that fixed it? I think that's... Yeah, that looks like it's fixed it. Okay, good. Okay. Right. Okay. There's something here which shouldn't be. Now, I think it's just the body, because no one's been in here for days. There's no bracelet. Yeah, what do you think about the voice that I've given to Mr. Sexo then? Decent? Hit? Miss? More miss than hit? It works. Excellent. Okay. Did it say what arm that the bracelets go on? No. Okay, it's not that. I overcooked there a bit, didn't I? I mean, the fact that he doesn't seem to have a bracelet on does seem to be a bit of a contradiction, if you ask me, but alright. So, let's try and work that again, shall we? There's something here that shouldn't be, is what he said. No prisoners have entered, let alone used this workshop today. Oh, no, I didn't mean to press that. I didn't mean to press that. I meant to press Y. Okay. Something that comes from Workshop A. I mean, where are we right now? Where are we right now? Oh, hang on. Building layout. The thing is, like, as far as we know, this is just the workshop. Unless this is, like, Workshop B. And how do we know if this is Workshop B, though? Like, is there anything that tells us that? Is there anything that tells us this is Workshop B? Or maybe the glove? No! Edgeworth. I guess the glove. Eureka! It's the glove. Okay, understood. Prisoners aren't able to come and go from this workshop as they please. The door sense would detect their bracelets and the alarm would sound. What's more, according to the guard, no prisoners were authorized to be in this room at all today. And yet, here we have a rubber glove of the kind issued to inmates. This is a clear contradiction. So where did the glove come from, sir? I don't know, Detective. Not yet, anyway. All I know for now is that the glove is a valuable piece of evidence. Okay. You, apart from prisoners and guards, who else has access to this room? No one, sir. This is a prison, after all. Prisoners and guards are pretty much all there is. Mr. Fender? Come on, don't play us like that, friend. We both know that's not true. You know as well as I do that prisoners and guards aren't the only ones who can come in here. Huh? Oh, do you mean... But, sir, they're... Mr. Fender, would you care to get to the point? Who exactly are you talking about? What? You don't have a pair of peepers in that hard head of yours? You didn't see them on the way in? Wandering about in the corridors, chilling with their buds? I bet if you moseyed on out that door right now, you'd trip over one of them before you'd taken a step. Is he talking about rats? Listen, pal, we've had just about enough of your baloney. Take a chill pill, big guy, I'm on your side. You know, for such a wide fella, you got a very narrow mind. Did you just call Gumshoe fat? You motherfucker, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy, Ara. Can I punch him? Can I beat him up? Can I eat his flesh? Can I turn him into soup? He said wide. He called him wide. He could have called him broad. Broad implies strength. Wide just implies you're big. Oh. What? Hold it. Detective. Oh, sorry, sir. Look, just follow me, okay? Seeing is believing. You know what they say? Okay. Oh, maybe he meant that dog. This is no ordinary slammer. Here the humans shared a space with some special friends. Animals? Mashed potatoes go well with salad. They really do, don't they? Yup, fun and feathered fellas of all shapes and sizes. God filled me in on all it came about. Seems they decided to try a little experiment in animal therapy a few years back. The cons are assigned a critter each, a buddy to help him keep the spirits up. Really? Wow, that sounds like so much fun. Plus, inmates can even earn pet care qualifications if they go through some job training with the animals. Oh, that must be what the equipment in the workshop's for. Excuse me. Knackered after this week at work, I gotta say. You got it. Room set up especially for that training stuff. So, when you said somebody else could have been at the scene of crime. Exactamundo, big guy. I was talking about these guys. That just means you're still talking baloney. What would an animal do with a rubber glove? Good question. All I'm saying is that it was possible. The rest is Mr. Prosecutor's problem. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, if you want me to arrest this piece of baloney, just say the word. Let me get this straight. You say that these animals can wander freely around the prison. You know those sensors on the doors? They detect a prisoner's bracelets and sound the alarm when somebody goes walkabout. Well, for our furry friends, it's the other way around. They're fitted with microchips that open doors right up. They are? Uh-huh. They're implanted just under the skin around the shoulders. Big needle, quick jab, and voila! What? Doesn't it hurt? Nope, they don't feel a thing. That's what they tell me, anyway. Where was I? Oh, right. So the point is, they're not baddies here. So there's no reason to punish them. You've had mashed potatoes with soy sauce and Worcestershire sauce. Goes as a nice pair. Nice. Nice. I saw something that made me very angry on YouTube the other day. Someone pronounced Worcestershire as Worcestershire. What? What the fuck is Worcestershire? What the fuck is Worcestershire? I hate it. I hate it. Okay. It's ironic, really. Here in this institution where the humans are caged, the animals... Oh, excuse me. Wow, I should have had more coffee today. The animals are free to roam to their heart's content. You saw a Formula 1 commentator pronounce Schumacher as Shoemaker? Oh my god. Like, it's like... My sister tried to send me a very funny joke, right? My sister tried to send me a very funny joke and she said, oh, this cheese is a bit Gouda. And I was like, how'd that make any sense? I was like, yeah, exactly, Zach, it's Worcestershire. Worcestershire, not Worcester. But yeah, like, I said to my sister, you know, how do you figure that? And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, it's not pronounced Gouda. It's pronounced Chowder, right? Chowder. And she's like, no, it's not. And I was like, it is. Because I know Dutch people. And they've told me this. And that means I can make jokes about it that only they will understand. Because everyone else is like, what the fuck's this motherfucker talking about? Yeah, I'm like, I'm just like, how did they treating you? Chowder's pretty nice, actually. I bought a wedge of it from Asda a couple of weeks back and just ate it. Just sat there, ate a wedge of cheese. Yeah. It was really good. I go a bit feral for cheese in the winter. I've got loads of it left. I need to have some tonight, actually. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I think the meds are kicking my ass again a bit. Hold on. There we go. They're not completely free, though. They can't leave the prison, for one thing. No sense around that big mother of a door out, you see? Ah! What's that tinkling sound? Sir? Who's this? Just look at that thing. And is that a bell around its neck? That explains the sound, I suppose. One of the best characters of the duology? Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, were you seriously trying to stare it down? I refuse to lose to a dog. Not for nothing, sir, but your dog handling skills could use some work. Leave it to a pro. I know how to treat him right. Come on now. Come to Gummy. Amazing. Amazing. Man, ignored by a dog. That dog was certainly very different to the other animals. It seemed to have a real thing against me and only me. Alrighty then, you've met the menagerie. What's next? Guess we better interview some witnesses, right, sir? Indeed, we need more information regarding what was happening around the time the body was found. Then let's start with that guy. Hey, you! You there in the cell. Is he a Moai statue? Ugh, ignored again. Hello, we were wondering if you might be able to tell us anything about this morning's incident. Is anyone else a little afraid of this guy? Not a big talker, huh? It's alright, man, I'm on your side here. Let's start with a handshake, huh? Maybe a hug to break the ice. Seconds. Out. What's that supposed to mean? Hey, I get it, man. Not everyone's the hugging type. I'm cool with that. Oh. Round 1, 10 reps each. They brainswap the prison with the guard using the workshop tools. Imagine. What is this man up to? I'd better see what he has to say for himself. Your name? From the blue corner, it's Rocco D259 Cerata. Don't mind if I keep moving, do you, boss? Fight a can, then his heart rate drops, see? It doesn't look like there's any danger of that. Don't you worry you lose too much weight doing all that. Gotta make weight before a fight, boss. Won't even make it in the ring if you don't. So you're... Well, I get it. You gotta be a boxer, right? Was, back in the day. But it's good to stay fighting fit. Leastways, that's how I see it. So is the bear part you training too? Oh, it's kind of like an apron. It's so cute. Ain't nothing cute about Teddy. Kid's my partner, see. This here polar bear keeps me on my toes. He seems to have loosened up a little. Now's my chance. Where were you with Teddy at the time of the incident? Come on, boss. Ain't no stoolie. I know nothing, no how. I'll be the judge of that. Please, answer the question. You punch drunk or something, boss? I told you. I don't know zip. So we won't play ball. I guess there's only one thing to do, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed. The more he protests his ignorance, the more certain I am he's hiding something. Snitches get stitches, Edgy. Should put him in protective custody. Lunch break's over. No worries, Zach. You take care and have a good rest of your day. Hope it goes smooth for you as well. And hopefully see you soon as well. So, alright, let's see exactly what you do and don't know, shall we, Mr. Carcerato? Okay, now let us analyze the state of play. He adopts a boxing stance when he's on high alert. My guess is that things won't go well if I push too hard at such moments. When my opponent's on the offensive, I should remain calm and bide my time. He's bound to reveal an opening eventually, which is when I'll pounce. First, let's see if our friend here knows anything about the incident. I'll start by asking about his movements, and bring this fight to an end before he knows what hit him. Why don't you start by telling me what you've done today? You will answer me, Mr. Carcerato. What? You want a shot at the champ, is that it? Then put him up, pal. We're biting. Throwing in the towel already? That's gotta be a record. Fisticuffs is hardly my style, but I'm more than happy to take you on in a game of chess. Incidentally, don't you get tired ducking and diving like that all the time? You think I don't got the stamina, kid? Oh, just you try me. I ain't tired. Not today. Not ever. Especially not today. Took it real easy this morning. Had me some quiet cell time. Hardly broke a sweat. Really? You look pretty sweaty to me. Give me a break, will you? I'm done talking, okay? I'm tired. Yeah, real tired. You may have kept your boxing skills sharp, Mr. Cerata, but I'm afraid your lying needs quite a bit of work. Tired? Really? I hardly think that's possible. Especially not after you just told me about your quiet cell time this morning. Ugh. We gotta be careful here, Teddy. When this guy lands, he lands. He's hiding something, I'm sure of it. I should try asking him about what was happening at the time of the incident, both in and outside his cell. Okay. I won't need to use my fists in this next round. No, I'll deliver this knockout using carefully chosen words alone. Okay. We should save as well. Okay. Do you remember what you were doing at the time of the incident? I was, catching some Z's. We both was. The incident happened only a short while ago. You seemed wide awake, all things considered. Fighter's gotta be able to get up quick when he's down. But he needs his beauty sleep too. Builds muscle. Is that so? Then I apologize for waking you. I have read that rest is an important part of any boxer's training regime. You don't say. So Mr. Prosecutor's savvy when it comes to the fight game, huh? Who knew? Interesting. How'd you know I'm a prosecutor? I don't remember telling you. You've been eavesdropping, haven't you? You've been listening to every word we said out here in the corridor. Which means you weren't asleep and that you were lying again. You're good, kid. Can't be clean with that one. Alright, I admit it. I wasn't catching no Z's. But what? A guy can't work out in his cell no more without the lawyers getting involved? Or is a man taking care of himself a crime now? The fact we now know he was awake is an important development. It could well prove to be a useful clue. Did you notice anything strange around the time of the incident? What do you mean, strange? Worn out already? Haven't you noticed yet? You're backed into a corner here. Get a load of this guy, Teddy. Thinks he's got the champ on the back foot. Guess I better knock some sense into him. Curses, I should have picked my words more wisely. Fair enough. Okay. I think I see where I need to go. Don't play dumb. Bide my time. I'll bide. Hey, get the heck out of the ring if you're not gonna fight. Oh, that was wrong as well? Damn it. Okay. Don't play dumb. Answer the question. Tell me what was going on around that time. Wish I could help you, boss. But I was asleep. We both was. Time to deploy my clue. You were exercising. Enough of your barefaced lies. You weren't asleep, you were exercising. You told me as much yourself. Oh, a counterpuncher. Should have seen that one coming. It seems I have you on the ropes, Mr. Cerata. It's time to come clean about what you know. Alright, you don't gotta shout about it. Stomping around like you own the place. Teddy and his pals have been scared enough this morning already. Already? You've done well to endure this long, but I feel you'll soon be out for the count. You say the animals have been scared enough already, which implies something happened here earlier. Well, what was it, Mr. Cerata? First try? Yeah! That was pretty good. Ugh! Ugh! Quit it, will ya? I'm getting shellacked here. Fine. Somebody yell, okay? Real loud, real scared. Got all the little guys scared, too. Yeah, laugh it up, Mr. Big Shot Liar. Let me see you do the same thing in the ring. Huh. Checkmate. Okay. I think we've now established that you know more than you're letting on, don't you? Fine. I'll talk. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. Yippee! Let's not get carried away, Kay. Our work here has only just begun. Hey, can we call a timeout here for a sec, guys? There's something super big I need to say. It's just, well, it's like fate brought us here today after all these years, Edgeworth. And it's a real privilege watching how you work. Eye-opening stuff, in fact. Just thought you should know I'll be telling you know who what you become. Who know who? Keen to get the lowdown, huh? Well, that's enough. This has nothing to do with Kay. Whoa! Don't have a cow, man. Why so sensitive? I caramba! Eat my shorts. Report whatever you wish to whomever you wish. Just do it on somebody else's time. Whatever you say, boss man, but I think he should know at least. You know, how you've been living your life since you signed on to doing things the Von Karma way. After all, you disappointed him enough for one lifetime already, am I right? Wow, this guy's fucking savage. What's he talking about, Mr. Edgeworth? Nothing that need concern you, Kay. Our focus should be on Mr. Casaraso. Now, shall we continue? It's time to hear the truth at last. Ha! You won't let a glove on me, kid. That was the show. Finished right around 10 a.m. Came back here after. Did me some training. He goes hard and edgy during this case. Is it because... is he like the equivalent to Agent Lang in this game? Leastways I tried to. Barely got to the counter two before somebody screamed, "What the? Ah!" Guy was hollering and howling, crying for help. But what can I do? I'm locked up in here, right? So I tunes it out. I gets back to work. Okay. I find it curious that you pay so little heed to a desperate cry for help. Like I say, boss, what can I do? Besides, this is the joint. Don't nobody think nobody for getting involved when ain't none of their concern. Somehow my mind's just blanked when I went to do Eddie's voice. I hear you, brother. Best you could do is rubberneck from in there anyway, am I right? You mentioned training, Mr. Casarato. I can't help but notice how well equipped your cell is. There's a guy, the fixer they call him. What's a fixer? Fellow who can get his hands on just about anything you need, for a price. No way. Think you can find me? Perhaps, Mr. Casarato, what you ought to ask for is a beginner's guide to giving better testimony. Because I can promise you that you'll be down for the count in one. You, put me down, try the bum. What about chopped liver? Okay. Okay. So, let's have a look at our evidence. We might need to do some pressing, actually. Hold it! What kind of show was it exactly? Depends on the day. They bring them in from outside, see? Singers, dancers, all kinds. Gives us cars a little something to look forward to. Nice, that sounds like fun. And you went along to see today's show? Sure I did. Can't miss a chance to get a glimpse of the outside world now, can I? Then it was over. I shouldn't have given him such a thick Bronx accent, because like, it actually kind of hurts to do. Hold it! What did this training involve? Oh, let's see now. Today was stamina and rhythm weight, which means jump rope. What? In that tiny cell? How? What about Teddy? Isn't that dangerous for him? Kid's no dummy. Second I get my rope out, he jumps up and holds on tight. You jump rope with a polar bear clinging to your chest? I told you, didn't I? We're partners. And besides, a little extra weight's good for me. Anyway, I start jumping rope. Okay. Tell us more about the scream you heard. It was the scream of a guy about to scream his last. And I should know. Whoa there, good buddy. There's a time and place, you know. So it was clearly audible. Guy backed into a corner, fighting for his life. You ever hear something like that, boss? Well, I have. And yeah, it was clearly audible. Hold it! And that's all you heard? There was nothing else?
Nope. Not much anyhow.
So there was something. What else did the victim say? You have to tell me.
Oh, I do, huh? Why don't you come on over and I'll see if I can make you squeal like he did.
Whoa. Forgive the kid here. He doesn't know when to quit. Come on, Mars. Apologize to the good man. Well, this is clearly important, yet he insists on remaining infuriatingly vague. Look, friend, how about you let this slide, please, for me?
So yeah, I heard the voice like I said.
Hold it! Okay. You were able to concentrate on your training even after hearing all that screaming.
Look, if we was on the outside, maybe things would have been different. Maybe I'd have seen what I could do. But this ain't the outside. I can't go no place even if I want to.
And you didn't think to slip out from yourself to go sneak a peek? I don't think anyone else would have thought of doing that except UK. Surely this wasn't a prison. Mr. Knight might have lived. I somehow doubt it. Frankly speaking, there was no saving him. What? But if somebody could have just gotten to him in time. Mr. Cerata was clearly lying. What I don't understand is why. Let's see what I can uncover by pointing out the contradiction in his testimony. Okay, so there's a contradiction that we're supposed to be spotting. Let's have a look. What's our evidence say? I think the instant death is going to be what we're being expected to look at there. I used to have one of these. Come on, hurry up and open that clasp. This is a murder investigation. You sound like a child on Christmas morning. Oh, please, even your heart must skip a beat when you're about to open a mysterious box. Not all of us think like UK, thankfully. Okay. It's pretty normal. You had one with Lego pieces. Nice. Nice. These are chess pieces, right? I've seen the ones you have in your office. So how come these are black and white? Most chess pieces are. The ones in my office are custom made. As in, they're unique and probably valuable. I like the sound of that. She's got that glint in her eye. She'd better not be planning a robbery. Okay. I think it's to do with the fact that the death has been instant. Let's try that, shall we? Objection! Yeah, there we go. Hit to the throat as well. Are you listening carefully, Mr. Cerata?
Huh? You trying to be cute or something?
The victim died from a wound to the throat, and very quickly at that. He had neither the time nor the ability to scream as you claim he did. This one works as well. Nice. You say you heard the victim's cries, and yet that would have been impossible.
But there must have been a scream. He said there was.
He said there was.
Oh, quit looking so smug, will you? Fine, I admit it. I didn't hear nothing, alright? But the guy in the next cell did. He told me so.
The next cell? Okay. You mean...
What do you want? I heard a scream. What of it? We came back from the show and they put us in our cells, same as always. Then, just like I told this guy, I heard it. A scream, a real scary one.
Scary? How exactly?
Didn't tell him this part, I guess, but it was kind of like... Someone, anyone, come quickly, he's... Something like that.
Well, I guess it's safe to say that probably wasn't the victim. Indeed, it sounds more likely to have been the person who found his body. Oh, that explains it. So Mr. Cerata was telling the truth, more or less. Is that really the case, though? Are there really no problems now with his testimony? I'm afraid a new problem's reared its head. Namely, why didn't you hear the scream yourself, Mr. Cerata? Yeah, what gives, pal? How come you didn't hear anything when your neighbour heard it clear as day? Ah! What do you think? I did the crime or something, huh? From inside of this here cell. Guy died over in the workshop in case you forgot. Well, yeah, it does seem a little weird, now you mention it. He's right. Neither of us could have done it. Oh, it's this guy. Because let me tell you, if I could get out of this here cage and murder somebody, you'd be all toast. Ain't that the truth? You bums ain't leaving this place in one piece if any of us can help it. Hold on. I recognise that fucker. I almost forgot that these men are hardened criminals. I won't be doing that again anytime soon. Don't forget TL6. I'm guessing this isn't how you saw this going, Edgeworth. What's my next move? I won't get much more out of them in this state. Huh? Who's there? Uh-oh. Order in the court. Who died and made you the boss of me, huh? Can't you see we're kind of busy here? Hush now. Silence is golden. It is? Your hand, if you please. By the power vested in me, I hereby sentence you to blissful silence. She was named Justine Courtney in the fan translation. Okay. It sounds like she's about to murder this guy. Praise be, a simple life awaits you. No money, no possessions. May the goddess of justice watch over you, now and always. Guard, if you would. Looks like you'll be spending the night in solitary, buddy. What? Come on, please, boss. Any place but there. There is no need to be afraid, my child. If anything, you should rejoice. This is a blessing, a chance to redeem yourself, to be reborn. No! O goddess of justice, bless your child and keep him in your care. O holy one, we give thanks in your name. Wait, is she the villain of this game? Are we fighting Christianity? Understood. Understood. Not going to be the first time I've done that. Won't be the last. Okay, I'm limbering up. Getting ready. I'll see squared. Uh-oh. And you are... Verity Gavel, at your service. It is my honour to bear the title of judge and to work at the pleasure of the law. And what is a judge doing in a place like this? Since you ask, Mr. Edgeworth, I have been sent here to find you. I come bearing a message from the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence, and it is my sacred duty to deliver it. The Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence? The heck is that? It is first and foremost a name that should not be taken in vain, my child, for it is a sacred phrase from the Goddess of Justice herself. Why don't I fill you in, kiddo? The committee is a panel of 11 people whose job it is to keep our beloved prosecutors honest. In other words, they make sure that people like Edgeworth here don't cross the professional line. The panel is comprised of people from both the legal and political professions. A panel of which you are a member, I assume. I am. Allow me to thank you on the committee's behalf for your service. Thanks for coming to see us like this. Speaking for myself, it's a real honor to meet you. It's always great to hang with a judicial compadre. Come on, bring it in and chillax. We're all friends here. Is he really asking a judge holding a big hammer to hug him? Need I remind you that the committee has a long-standing relationship with the Bar Association? Hey, I didn't mean anything by it. I was just trying to lighten the mood, okay?
He's asking everyone for a hug, yeah. And everyone's shooting him down. Bro's having no luck.
So, your job is to find bad prosecutors and punish them? Precisely, my child. Praise be to the goddess of justice for bestowing her gift of insight unto you. The committee has the power to remove problematic prosecutors from cases, and should a prosecutor truly unworthy of the title be brought to our attention, we are vested with the power to confiscate that prosecutor's badge.
And what's the committee for prosecutory, whatever you said, what with Mr. Edgeworth? Removal of investigation.
Objection!
Who the fuck is this smarmy looking wanker? Oh no. Oh my god, no. He's that stereotypical. Oh, this is the best kid. This is the best, right? Okay.
Pitiful. You really don't know, do you? What an ignoramus.
But who are you, pal?
Winner. Eustace Winner. Prosecutor extraordinaire. Though you might know me as just the Winner. Name they call me down at the prosecutor's office. With great affection, I might add.
I have never heard of you.
And how about Detective Flatfoot over there?
Nope. Name means nothing to me.
Well, it's to be expected of an ignoramus, I suppose. Ignorance is sweet, as they say, so I'm sure most things mean sweet nothings to you.
Ignorance is bliss, Winner, and I don't think sweet nothings means what you think it means. Who the fuck is this clown?
It is entirely natural that you aren't yet acquainted. Eustace only joined us last month.
So he's nothing but a rookie.
I'm not just any rookie, I am a winning rookie. Which he will prove himself to be in due time. Now, let's cut to the chase. I'm here to clear up your mess, Edgeworth.
For an achievement, I have to press all his statements. Understood. Is that in this case? Is that in this case we got to do that?
What? What do you mean, what mess?
Okay. I fear I know exactly what he means. The committee sending an envoy with a new prosecutor in tow. I suspect I know what you're guessing at, Winner. But I'm going to need a few more details. Would you mind explaining, Judge Cavell?
Very well. By the power vested in me by the goddess of justice, I hereby declare that in the matter of the incident of the presidential address and the murder of Mr. Bronco Knight, the committee hereby decrees that Prosecutor Edgeworth be relieved of his duties and replaced by Prosecutor Winner. Here ends the verdict.
What? Mr. Edgeworth is off the case? Just like that?
Judge Cavell, I believe I asked for an explanation. No explanation is required. The guilty verdict is in. The goddess has spoken and her judgment is final.
Objection!
And what exactly have I done to warrant being taken off the case?
Come now, Mr. Edgeworth. Claiming ignorance of your crimes will not serve to lessen your guilt. You boarded the presidential plane, violating the principle of extraterritoriality, and while there, you performed an unsanctioned investigation and subjected a visiting foreign leader to questioning. You were but one wrong move away from causing a major international incident.
Whoa!
You vastly overstepped the authority of your office. To call it an abuse of power would be an understatement.
Objection!
She's got a hammer.
I don't deny that I may have pushed the boundaries where certain rules were concerned, but there is also no denying that certain risks must be taken if one is to arrive at the truth. I refuse to concede that my actions were inappropriate.
Oh.
Then what you are saying is that the ends justify the means, that rules can be freely ignored.
The end justifies the means. Skibbity toilet. Skibbity toilet.
That is a very dangerous way of thinking. The law is absolute. It is not bent to your whims.
Forgive me, but not all of us believe as you do.
Is that so? How unfortunate. Still, it changes nothing. When a trial ends, the hammer falls. Be you defendant or attorney, even if the verdict seems irrational, nothing more can be done. Nothing, that is, but to give thanks for the goddess of justice's divine grace. Unless you wish to appeal, to do so would be to risk your badge, of course. So they mean to take my badge if I don't play along. Whoa, tough break, Edgeworth. I see you've accepted your fate. Good. Guards, if you would be so kind as to escort him out.
No, stop!
What are you doing, detective? I'm in charge here now, so you'll do as I say and move out of the way.
What, you're not the boss of me?
Unluckily for you, Flatfoot, that's exactly what I am.
They're holding all the cards here, I don't stand a chance. Detective Gumshoe, do as Mr. Winner says. But sir... Judge Gavell.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
The committee's decision is beyond irrational, so yes, I do plan to appeal. You haven't heard the last of this. Gumshoe moment? Absolutely.
Duly noted. Until we meet again, then.
Let's go, Kay. We're leaving.
Right. Oh, and remember, you know who'll be getting the full report on all of this.
Interesting. Interesting. Ooh, excuse me. What's this? Give me a moment. Give me a moment.
Oh, I still can't believe what happened yesterday. It was terrible. The way those two treated you. Now, let's cut to the chase. I'm here to clean up your mess, Edgeworth. The committee hereby decrees that Prosecutor Edgeworth be relieved of his duties and replaced by Prosecutor Winner. Here ends the verdict.
I don't like her. She's a fucking zealot. Like, she's one verdict away from, you know, she steps out. She's no longer got the hammer. She's got these big, chunky motherfucking bracelets on. And then suddenly, energy-based swords come out of them.
My wife for hire. Chi House.
They did push up the zealotry compared to the fan translation. Yeah, that's just it. Like, you know, I click on her and she just says, Isa 2? And I'm just like, okay. And then I click on the Temple of Adun, and then I give her the leg upgrade, and then I start researching Ground Attack 1. Just like they nerf Fender's boundaries overstepping. Right, understood. Judge Gavell and Mr. Winner certainly didn't mince their words, but that's not what concerns me right now. I'm more worried about the committee's reasons for doing what they did, and what they might do next, and I suspect it won't be good.
To Mr. Edgeworth, are you listening to me?
Yes, of course.
So this is it, you're giving up on the Bronco Knight case?
Winner is as much of an idiot as DeBest, though. I mean, it seems to me like I don't think he's actually going to be DeBest. Is that the joke? Is that the joke in the fans' translations? Like, his name is DeBest, but he's actually DeWorst. Is that what the joke is? Because he's got that... Excellent, excellent. Yeah, he's got that face. He's got that face where it just looks like he's going to be a useless prick. And that's why I kind of gave him this smarmy arsehole voice, because it kind of sounds like a less competent Austin Powers baby, don't you think? No, I have no intention of doing such a thing. To walk away from the case would be to tacitly accept the committee's decision. The only problem is that I don't have the authority to continue investigating.
Yes, what is it, Detective? I've got some bad news, sir. Word down at the precinct is they just arrested somebody for Knight's murder. What? Do you know who it is? No, but I heard they're being held in the detention centre. Maybe you could go talk to whoever it is.
Good idea. Let's get down there, Mr. Edgeworth.
Even without the authority to investigate, surely I can still pay a suspect an innocent visit. Alright, we're on our way. Me too. I'll see you there, sir. But won't you be missed, Detective? Nah, everyone's busy in the prison going over the crime scene anyway. Good, then we'll see you shortly. Yes, sir. Come on, Kay, let's go.
You got it.
Who's been arrested for the murder, I wonder?
So no sign of them, huh?
Indeed.
Wait, this is just like last time.
Please don't tempt fate like that. No, I can't. I just can't. Who is this? Sure you can. I told you. It's just a pair of visitors.
Sounds like someone really doesn't want to see us.
What? I wasn't expecting that.
No.
Just talk with them, please.
But one of them's a prosecutor, right? Aren't they all super scary? All they do is stare at you right into your soul.
Ah, you must be the suspect in the...
Oh! See, I told you.
Okay, why is this man so flustered?
Probably because you're being you. I guess that's just how you are.
Thanks for clearing up absolutely nothing.
Hey, Mr. Suspect, you doing okay in there? We just want to have a little chat with you. No biggie, right? Who are you? I'm Kay Faraday, Mr. Edgeworth's trusty sidekick. It's just a part-time gig and don't want to take a break from a real job, though.
Kay being so blunt, yeah.
Funny, I don't recall ever employing you. That's Mr. Edgeworth. He is a prosecutor, but he's not going to stare on your soul or anything.
Oh, please.
Really? Really?
Really?
Anyway, can you first please tell us your name? It's Saint, Simeon Saint. Well, nice to meet you, Simeon. You can call me Kay. Everyone else does.
Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may.
Please, Simeon, we're trying to help you. I promise. Really?
Thanks to Kay, it sounds like we might finally get some answers, at least. Perhaps you could start by telling us a little about yourself.
Oh, me? But why would anyone want to know anything about me? I'm boring, I'm nothing, I'm a nobody.
Do you have a job?
Oh, well, it's hardly worth mentioning, really. I'm your average corporate pencil pusher, just like everybody else, honest.
This is going to take a while. About you and Mr. Knight. And just when I thought we were making progress. Okay?
So, Simeon, did you know Mr. Knight? Come on, you can tell me. Bronco, yeah, I knew him. We were friends.
Interesting. I wonder if he knew that Knight had been arrested.
And, did you know Mr. Knight had been arrested? Yeah, I even came to visit him.
He came to see Knight. I wonder when that would have been. And when was that, Simeon?
It was the day before yesterday, around lunchtime. I came just as soon as I got the call from the cops.
The police called him. Why?
How come the police called you? They said Bronco asked them to, that he needed a favour.
A favour?
Uh-huh. He wanted me to bring him his chess set, the pocket-sized one. So I went by his place, and then I came here.
A chess set?
A chess set?
Is it just me, or is she getting better at stealing my thoughts? You do know everything you think is written all over your face, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, I'm not a mind reader. Just an expression reader. Amazing, right? Don't you just love having a psychic as helpful as me? Huh. And have you read what my next move is going to be? Your next line will be, Edgeworth, stop gooning over Phoenix. Edgeworth, stop gooning over Phoenix! Ah! I sure have. There's something you want to show Simeon. Indeed. Let's present it to him to see what he has to say about it. So this chess set. Oh, that's the one I brought for Bronco. Well, that settles that at least. We found it next to Mr. Knight. He always had to have a chessboard somewhere nearby. I'm not surprised he had it with him when he... Oh, Simeon, you and Mr. Knight were very close, weren't you? Yeah, we were best friends. At least, I thought we were. But I guess I was wrong about that. What do you mean? If I knew him so well, why was it such a shock for me to find out he'd killed someone? It's not easy discovering that someone you're close to has committed a terrible crime. It's a very bitter pill to swallow indeed. How could it all end like this? I could never have imagined something so awful. Something's not right here, Mr. Edgeworth. There's just no way Simeon murdered Mr. Knight. Yes, he certainly doesn't seem to have an obvious motive. Then again, he wouldn't have been arrested for no reason either. And I wonder what grounds they had for doing so. Why were you arrested, Mr. Saint? I just don't get it. Why won't he talk to me? I don't know. Honestly, I don't. Oh, he answered you, Mr. Edgeworth. I guess he's not scared of you anymore. Thank goodness for small miracles. The cops burst into my house this morning out of nowhere. And before I knew it, I was here. These policemen, was there a prosecutor with them? Yes, some kid named DeWinner or something. The rookie, I thought as much. So, did they interrogate you yet? What? I'm going to be interrogated? By the cops? Well, yeah, I mean, you've been arrested. You're a suspect now. No. Why the detectives shout at me and threaten me and... Ooh! There are always these hulking guys, right, who get in your face and force you to... Detective Dick Gumshoe reporting for duty. See, I told you. Please don't hurt me. Please don't crush me with those huge arms. Please do. No, please. I'm calling the cops. I am the cops. What's up with this guy, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, nothing, detective. You're just being you. I guess it's just how you are. I don't get it, sir. Poor Gumshoe. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, Simmy's clearly innocent. So there's got to be something we can do for him, isn't there? Mr. Saint. Yes? You were Mr. Knight's friend, and 2 days ago you came to visit him. You had nothing at all to do with his murder. Is my understanding correct? Yes. I didn't kill anybody. Very well. Then I will choose to believe you, and I will do all that I can to assist you. Huh? But why would you help nobody like me? Let's just say that I may not be doing it solely for your sake. I have something of a personal interest in this case. That's right, it's payback time. We'll show this to his investigation reigns supreme. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. Unfortunately, I still lack the authority to conduct said investigation. As such, my resources are rather limited and I'll need to lean heavily on the ones I do have at hand. Which means you, Mr. Saint, your information will be invaluable going forward. In other words, let's see if we can't help one another out, shall we? Oh, I just thought of something. Why don't you just borrow an attorney's badge? Then you can represent our pal here. Now's not the time for jokes, Gummy. I mean, Mr. Edgeworth's the prosecutor. He couldn't defend anyone whose life depended on it. But I wasn't kidding. I just thought helping suspects, that's what a defense attorney does, you know. Sure, but we can do that too. The only thing that matters is that we find the real culprit in the end. So come on, let's get to work. Yes, ma'am. Off they go. I'm sure you know already, but just to be clear, if our investigation ultimately proves you to be the culprit, we'll have no choice but to treat you like any other suspect. But you needn't worry. I believe you, or at least I have decided to try, for now. Just hold tight and try to believe in us in return. If nothing else, it might help you to feel a little less alone. Now, if you'll excuse me. Okay. Oh dear, excuse me. We're gonna have to have a lamb sip after I finish stream. My throat's been starting to get a bit gammy. It's probably that, like, dad like guy from the Bronx. His voice is pretty hard on the old throat, you know. So, we talked a good game in there. But we can't even get back inside the main prison to see the scene of the crime. Maybe defend the guy in court's our best bet after all. Gummy! Can't defend for his life, remember? Who's this? Well, who do we have here? Oh, it's Eddie. If it isn't Edgeworth and the gang, what are you cats doing here? Listen, pal, if you come to ask Mr. Edgeworth again, I'll... Hey, easy there, Detective Flatfoot Sholmes. I'm here to work. Work? What, you here to defend somebody? Whoa! The K-Meister knows what I want. Aren't you just the uber intelligentes of the bunch? Uber intelligentes? Doesn't know how to use either of those words, Fender. Some may say I'm an easygoing old rogue about town, but I'm actually not half bad attorney. Which is why I've been summoned to the old jail of Rooney for a meeting with a new client. The suspect is one Simony Sainsbury. You mean Simeon Saint? Oh, that's freaky. You know more about my job than I do. Wait, Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Defense Attorney. You think who I'm thinking? I fear I might be. In fact, it could be our only option. Not so long ago, I found myself embroiled in another case that wasn't mine. I managed to worm my way into the crime scene by agreeing to be a certain somebody's subordinate. Not an experience I ever wanted to repeat, but I fear I may have little choice. Fender, Before you say another word, I just gotta point out the fine print. Eddie Fender doesn't take on associates. Say it ain't so, I hear you protesting, but pompous prosecutors are a no-go. Especially those of the Von Karma variety. I should have known he wouldn't forgive me that easily. I understand why you wouldn't want to work with someone like me. What's more, I understand how you feel about all things Von Karma. But please, believe me when I say, I'm not the man I was back then. I'm no longer under my old mentor's spell. You better believe it, pal. Mr. Edgeworth's a changed man. Sure, he used to be the demon prosecutor, but he's not like that anymore. I do have feelings, Detective. Kirby's right. Mr. Edgeworth's one of the good guys now. He's just not just a prosecutor, he's a hero. He got me off the hook just last month. You don't say. Well, that escalated quickly. But he was. There's no other word for it. He was heroic. Great thiefly, even. He's just looking at her with great concern while she sniffs her finger very happily. She's like, oh yeah, I thought on this so good. And he's just like, what the fuck are you doing, Kay Faraday? Please, Fender, don't you think there's something odd about the way the committee stepped in yesterday? There's more to this case than meets the eye, I'm certain of it. I can't just walk away from this. I can't. Please, allow me to help you with this investigation. Sheesh. A bow from the Grey Miles Edgeworth. Never thought I'd see the day, but here we are. So enlighten me, if you will. What made the leopard change his spots? Well, I suppose I would have to say the courtroom itself. I have experienced so many things and met so many people there within its four walls, including some old friends who showed me a better way to be. How could that not change a person? Well, I'll be. The old you would never have bared a soul like that. That was beautiful. You might have even surprised you-know-who, and you know how much that takes. Tell you what, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start again with a clean slate. So, this is me. Edgeworth & Co. Law Offices, Eddie Fender, Senior Partner. Huh? Edgeworth? That's right. Mr. Fender here began his legal career as an assistant to my late father, Gregory Edgeworth. Oh, okay. Well, your dad was a defense attorney. So, the you-know-who Mr. Fender keeps talking about is... The clever K-Meister nails it in one yet again. That's right, I was talking about his own man. Guess you all noticed I kept his name over the door, so to speak. Least I could do for old Gregory, really. Listen, Edgeworth, Miles. I'm gonna level you here. I don't trust you. Not fully, anyway. I can't just forget about all those years you spent licking Von Karma's boots, you know. Anyone can say they've changed. I'm gonna need you to prove it. And besides, you know it's what Gregory would have wanted. Very well, I accept. Okay, then that's enough hardball for one day. Let's move on to the fun stuff. I hereby appoint you interim associate of Edgeworth & Co. Congrats, man. I will try not to let you down. Well, don't this bring a tear to the eye? The prodigal son coming on board in his late father's foe. Permission to come on board too, please, Mr. Fender. You don't even have to ask, kiddo. Welcome to the crew. Woohoo! Thanks, Captain. Alright, I guess it's time to go to work. So, where to begin? Any bright ideas, Miles? Where were we when we were so rudely interrupted? Well, I guess it's safe to say that probably wasn't the victim. Indeed, it sounds more likely to have been the person who found his body. I believe we need to speak with the person who found the body. Just what I was thinking, eager associate. We do indeed. Still the type to smile and nod, I see. That'll certainly make my life easier, boss. Now that's decided, let's get going. What about me? I'm a detective. I can't just hop on board this intelligence assistant like you guys. He has a point. I can't leave him adrift all on his own now, can I? Detective Gumshoe, I have a special assignment for you. You are to continue investigating the case under Mr. Winner. And if you happen to discover anything that seems useful, you are to notify me immediately. You're in a uniquely powerful position, Detective, and I'm going to need all the info you can pass our way. You can count on me, sir. I'm a real pro when it comes to letting things slip to the defense. Trust me, I know, but just this once, those loose lips of yours might be what saves our ship. Try wide to prison gates, good sirs, because here we come. Okay. So, any idea how we track down whoever found the Bronxter's body, Miles? I think our best bet would be to simply ask around. Who's this? Oh, don't you dare. Is this Winner? No, who the what? Who is this? Excuse me. Oh, my, just look at you. Are you talking to me? Just fabulously chic, darling, fabulously. Facial hair is so very au courant, don't you think? Enchanté, mademoiselle, I'm much obliged. Defense attorney and offender at your service. Let's get things off the right foot, shall we? A little embarrassing, perhaps? Ooh, I like the sound of that. Right on the kisser. Huh? I'm sorry, I'm peering over my glasses. Okay. Well, how else does one greet a new friend? A little smooch is entirely regular, don't you think? Wow, talk about stealing a kiss. Indeed, an act so shameless it puts even great thieves to shame. Physical contact is so very important as a form of expression for our little family. Everyone in this lovely home will tell you as much. Hey, if everyone else is hip to that, I can be hip to that too, sure. Fifi Lagarde, by the way, warden of this charming abode. You all may call me Fifi, of course. So she's the warden of the entire detention center and prison facility, is she? A pleasure to meet you, Miss Lagarde. Miles Edgeworth. I am an associate with Mr. Fender's practice. I hope you don't mind me asking, but were you here in the prison yesterday? Oh, don't be silly, darling. Of course I was. Yesterday was a very important day, after all. Important in what way, exactly? A big meeting of some kind, perhaps? A meeting? Oh, heavens, no. I couldn't think of anything worse. No, yesterday the circus came to visit. The what? The circus, you say? There's only one circus I know of in this franchise. I'm scared. It was a simply spectacular event featuring some terrifically talented animals. Anyone who was anyone had to be there. If you're here at home, you're watching the show with me. The performers set up a special stage in the yard just for us. We are one very lucky family, n'est-ce pas? So she was at the circus performance for the inmates yesterday morning. Mr. Cerata mentioned a show yesterday as well. He must have been talking about the same thing. What time did this show take place? From around 8 until 10, maybe? Yes, something like that. Meaning it finished right around when the body was discovered. And by dint of having attended the show, she has a reasonably solid alibi. Oh, would you look at the time? Sorry, darlings, but I really must dash. Feel free to explore our home. Mi casa su casa, Ronalda. Ciao for now. Well, what now, Mr. Edgeworth? The person who found the body screamed, and that scream was heard by one inmate that we know of. Therefore, our first task is to question this inmate and see where his information will take us next. Okay, Polly? Let's have a little wander around first, though, shall we? Hello, pony. They even have ponies. This one's only big enough to carry a small child. It's great, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a bit of the zoo. Except it's the humans, not the animals, who live in captivity here. No one would mind if I took one home with me, would they? If by home you mean behind bars, then no, I suppose not. Cat! Oh. I found the murderer. I found the murderer, guys. I found the culprit who did the killing. Do you see them? Do you see them there? They're right there. What, behind the rabbit? It is the rabbit! Why is there a rabbit just? I nearly tripped over it. It's great, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like a bit of the zoo. Oh, we've done that bit. Do you have a moment? We have a few questions for you. Oh, who's a good girl? You are. You're just perfect. She really is. She's beautiful. Yo. He's finally noticed me, I think. I was wondering, what's her name? It's Waggy, ma'am. She's my little friend. Yes, right. As you were then. What I need are answers, not clawful puns. Alright, I guess we're going to have to speak to this guy. About the person who found the body, do you happen to know where he is right now? Should be in one of the workshops, I guess. Usually is at this hour. Then it seems the workshops are our next port of call. Okay. I can see the crime scene through the window in this door. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't shove your whole face in front of a window like that. You have to do it more sneaky-like. Still a few good looks while keeping a lookout for your enemies. I'm not a criminal case, so why should I have to behave like one? Yeah, I was just trying to teach you my special sneak peek technique. Well, I have no need for any such technique. Thank you very much. Hello? Anybody in there? Nice try, kiddo, but this ain't a bathroom stall. Yo, you there, can you help us out here, my good man? Yes, sir. What can I do for you? Is somebody using this workshop right now? Yes, sir. One of the prisoners is in there. Just confirmed it myself during the noontime roll call. We'd like to speak to this prisoner if that's alright. Sure, I'll go fetch him right now. Won't take a sec. This one's all yours, Mousy boy. What? Why? Let's just say I'd rather not roll the dice on someone I don't know yet. And I thought adults were supposed to be strong and brave. Huh. Well, you're not looking so brave yourself right now, so let's call it even. Here they come. I didn't see that coming at all. Is Frank saw it. Okay. I should have seen this coming, but... Hello, hello. I hear you wish to speak with me. Not exactly the hardened criminal we were expecting, is he? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a public prosecutor. A prosecutor, you say? I don't even remember what voice he had in the first thing of Ace Attorney we did. A defender, attorney at law. What happened to being too scared to handle this? Listen, sorry about my pal here. He gets the weirdest ideas. Prosecutor indeed, that'll be the day. He's actually just an associate. Jeez, Miles, get a grip, will ya? Ah, he's right. I mustn't forget that I'm a defense attorney's assistant for the time being. Ah, that explains it. I did think you looked a little different from the prosecutor I spoke with yesterday. So he's already spoken to Winner. Would you mind answering a few questions? No, of course not. I'd be delighted. The name's saw it. Frank saw it. More like, Frank did it. Dun 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 dun. The witness is all yours, my young associate. Sure, have the intern do everything. Why not? Mr. Sawit, you are no doubt aware that a murder took place yesterday. Would you mind telling us where you were at the time the body was found? Yes, I was in that workshop there, working as one might expect. What kind of work were you doing? Well, I'm actually retraining at the moment. I'm hoping to become a stylist, you see. A pet stylist, that is. Yes, I've been studying hard and practicing every moment I can. An unusual field of study befitting an unusual prison, I suppose. And that's it. I certainly didn't see anything. Interesting. I've barely asked him anything at all, and he's already sweating bullets. So, yes, I'm afraid I won't be able to help you. Sorry.
Hold it!
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Sword, for this interview has only just begun. Well, I mean, even if you were to ask me, you know something, don't you? Is that... He's definitely hiding something. I'll need to push him a little harder if I'm to get any answers. Chess time. Okay. Ooh. I didn't see anything. I really can't help you, I'm afraid. Something tells me he'd be a good poker player. It's hard to tell much at all from his face. And I don't think he'll be giving me much in the way of physical cues either. I'll have to rely solely on his words instead. That's the only way I'll know what's going on underneath. Alright, time to make my first move. Let's see who we're dealing with here. He may be good at hiding his emotions, but everyone has a tell. Tell me, what's your connection to this incident? Which incident? The murder? Oh, well, it has nothing at all to do with me. Nothing. Really? I wouldn't dream of getting involved in anything as ghastly as that. Well, you see, how can I put this? I like to think of myself as an upstanding citizen, a good person, if you will. A good person who's in prison? Forgive me, Mr. Sorek, but under normal circumstances, good people do not tend to end up in prison. That's... So you do well to tell me what you know about the incident. How many times do I have to tell you people? I mean, I don't know anything, I swear. You seem angry, Mr. Soren. Surely you've noticed, Mr. Soren, that I have you exactly where I want you. Oh, really? I seem to be you're just wasting my time. Ooh, okay. He also has a tell. What is his tell? Is it when he is it him twitching his shoulders more rapidly? Sorry, I don't know what more to say, but I can't help you. My apologies, Mr. Sort. But considering that the incident occurred right here in the prison, I find it very hard to believe that you know nothing at all. Oh, well, yes, I suppose I can see how it might seem unlikely, but it's true. If you're looking for the person who found the body, you'll have to look elsewhere. The person who found the body, you say? Why do you think I'm looking for the person who found the body? I certainly never mentioned any such thing to you. Is it because you do know something you're not telling me after all? Oof. No, I just sense that's who you might be looking for, that's all. I'm simply a pet stylist in training. I don't know anything, truly. There's no doubt about it now. This man is hiding something big. In which case, let's find out what he did yesterday, the day of the incident. Okay. My opponent is very good at hiding his true feelings, but not for long. It's time to smash that mask of his and see what lurks beneath that phony smile. I still need to work out what his tell is. Is it, like, raising his voice? Is his tell raising his voice? Tell me about the day of the incident. If you really don't have anything to do with the murder, then you have nothing to hide, right? Well, the day of the incident? Oh gosh, I mean, so much happened. How are things in the prison? What was it like here in the prison yesterday morning? I really don't remember. I don't have the best memory, I'm afraid. I don't have a clue as to how to push the conversation forward. I'll have to try another tack. What were you doing? I want to know what you were doing, Mr. Sort, in detail. I told you I'm a pet stylist in training. And that's what I was doing yesterday. Training. Specifically, I was giving the animals a trim. You didn't notice any commotion at the time of the incident. I would imagine things were suddenly quite tumultuous around here. Well, commotion, you say? No, not really. Maybe I heard someone, but... Were they screaming? You heard someone. Was there someone screaming by any chance? And don't try to tell me you don't remember. You continue to assert that you know nothing about the incident, Mr. Sort, but I'm afraid I don't believe a word of it. Ah! No, I thought I heard someone yelling, but I don't really remember. The fact that he heard a scream at the time of the murder may well prove to be a useful clue. Would you do well to bear it in mind. Okay. How are things in prison? What was it like here in the prison yesterday morning? Okay. You don't remember? Please. You literally just confirmed that you heard a scream. Oh, but I might have been mistaken. The truth is, I really don't remember. Your memory fails you yet again. How convenient. But I know you're lying, Mr. Sort. How dare you talk to me like... I mean, I'm not lying. Bide my time. Look, if you must know, when I'm working with the animals and I get into the zone, they're all I see. Am I to understand you have something of a talent for animal grooming, then? Well, my scissor technique could use a little work, but I'd say I'm quite good with the animals. They seem to like me. I'm especially good at calming them down when they get scared. Scared? And when exactly do they get scared? Surely it doesn't happen very often. Well, that's... no, thankfully it doesn't. A scream like that would certainly frighten them. A loud scream would certainly frighten the animals, wouldn't it? Why are you going to such lengths to deny having heard the scream? What is it that you're hiding, Mr. Sword? Tell me. I can assure you, I'm not hiding anything. I'll admit I really did hear somebody scream. But I'm not hiding anything, I promise. The mask is finally beginning to crack. Now to shatter it completely by asking about the scream itself in more detail. I'm afraid you're about to learn a painful lesson, Mr. Sort, that hiding things from me never ends well for my opponent. Okay. When did you hear this scream? Oh, wait, now I remember. I forgot about the show. They put on a show for us prisoners around the time of the incident, you see. Yes, performing animals, if I remember rightly. That's where I was in the morning. So now you wish to claim that you didn't hear a scream because you were at the show. You do realise that goes completely against everything you've told me so far. And what are you going to do about it, huh? That is my memory is patchy, as they say. Bite time. The animal show really had to be seen to be believed. It did it? Tell me, what kind of animals did you see? Let me think. A whale? You weren't actually at the show, were you? Enough of your lies. You were nowhere near the show, were you? Oh. Well, I seem to remember being there, but maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. It's clear he wasn't at the show. This feels like a vital clue. Who'd you hear screaming? Who did you hear screaming? Wait, I just realised I made a mistake. When the incident happened, I was out in the yard, yes. So I didn't hear anyone screaming. No one at all. Time to deploy the clue. How long are you planning to keep up these lies? I already know that you weren't at the show. Ugh. The game's up, Mr. Sword. It's high time you told me the truth. I demand to know about the scream, now. I can't tell you what I don't know. I didn't hear any scream, not from the person who found the body. Wait, it wasn't the victim who screamed? How curious. Most people would assume that the scream had come from the victim. So then why do you think it came from the person who found the body? I made a mistake, that's all. How, Mr. Sword? How did you know that it was the person who found the body who screamed? Because you're the one who found the body. Because you're the victim. Imagine. Shall I tell you? You knew because it was you who found the body. And the scream that was heard when the incident occurred didn't come from the victim. It came from you. How did you... Oh, it's true, I admit it, but what gives you the right to treat people like this? Checkmate. I'm enjoying this mind chess mechanic. Like, now I understand it better. It's very fun. It's a really cool way of actually doing these. Ara, tell me, is the mind chess one of the reasons people say this game is peak? Is the mind chess one of those reasons? Because I think it's pretty peak, if I'm honest. Now that we've established that you were the one who found the body, Mr. Sword, I believe you have lost any standing you might have had to withhold your cooperation. It's a cool mechanic, but it's mainly the story. I think it's beyond a cool mechanic. I think it's fucking baller. Like, if Justice for All had a mechanic like this and introduced it well, it would have gone so much harder. Alright, you win. But I'm sure I won't have anything useful to tell you. It probably isn't even worth your time. That's not for you to decide. By my hand, the truth will be revealed. Every decision I make is to ensure that's end. Except, that's not exactly what we're here to do, is it? What do you mean? We're not trying to expose the truth, we're trying to save Simeon. That's what we do now, remember? We work to get our client out of trouble. Not as a prosecutor, but as a defense attorney's assistant. Oh my god, we became Maya Fey. Ah, shit. What the K-Meister said, you need to listen to the kid more, you know. A client has requested the services of Edgeworth & Co. And as your old man always said, your relationship with your client comes before everything else. So if you think Mr. Saint's well-being has taken a backseat to some quest for the truth, well, let's just say I don't like to fire people, so I need you to fight against your instincts a little harder, yeah? Okay. This will take some getting used to. In any case, the importance of this man's testimony remains unchanged. Therefore, Mr. Cerata, I'm asking once more, what happened when you found the body? I was in that workshop there by myself, practicing what I'd learned. I don't remember how, but I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop. I happened to peek in through the little window, and then I saw him lying there, a man not moving, dead. I quailed and frightened and found myself screaming in sheer terror. Okay, let me get this straight. The room that you were in is next to the one where the corpse was found. Yes, that's right, I was in Workshop B. And you were there the whole day? Yes, from the 7 AM roll call onwards. There are 3 roll calls a day, you see. 7 AM, noon, and 9 PM. And they check who's in the workshops during roll call, correct? That's right. Nothing was reported to be amiss at 7 AM. Which means that Knight's body wasn't in the workshop yet at that point in time. Okay. Guess that means the murder took place after 7 AM. Which puts it right around the time the show was happening. Ah, yes, the show. I remember the other prisoners going to see it. And therefore, anybody who wasn't at the show has no alibi. Would that be a fair assessment, Mr. Swords? I guess so, but I only found the body, I swear. There's a clear contradiction in Mr. Swords' testimony. Rooting it out should be my first priority. Okay. Okay. Let's have a look at the evidence then. Okay. Right, okay. I think we need to press a bit, huh?
Hold it!
What exactly were you practicing? How to be a pet stylist, of course. I'm a model prisoner after all. So he keeps saying.
Hold it!
You found yourself there, really? That's right, and then I found myself peeking through the little window in the door. Why did you think to do that? Gosh, I don't know. I just found myself doing it, really. You clearly weren't concentrating on your work then. No, that's not true. I'm a model prisoner. It's just all the other prisoners had gone to watch the show. I guess I was, well, kind of lonely. So lonely and sadly alone. Like being stuck at school after everyone else had gone home, huh? Yes, exactly like that. Anyway, I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop and,
Hold it!
Okay. Does that mean you didn't get a good look inside? No, I couldn't. The window was not only small, but it had bars over it, you see. Not exactly a panoramic view. Hey, just so the guards can check what's going on, right? That's right, yes. You're a very knowledgeable young lady. You bet. I guess you could say I know a little something about prisons now, too. Yippee! I'll have to remind myself to address this newfound interest later. Anyway, yes, I peeked in through the little window in the workshop door.
Hold it!
Could you tell right away if it was a man or a woman? It was clearly a man, his physique, his clothes. It was also very clear that he was dead. You could tell just by peeking through the little window. Look, let's just say this wasn't my first dead body. What? You mean you're in prison for... To my eternal shame, yes. This was, however, the first time I'd seen another person's handiwork up close, so...
Hold it!
Okay. Do you recall how exactly you screamed? Any words you might have used? No, I only remember that I screamed. Folks don't tend to remember much when they're busy crying out in terror miles. Exactly, so yes, I screamed. That's all I remember. He presents himself as an innocent bystander, but nothing could be further from the truth. Given what he is, things couldn't have happened as he claims. The contradiction in his testimony is as clear as day. I just need to present the evidence that proves it. I mean, is it as clear as day? Because I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it at all, Miles. Ha! He's got a glove. Okay.
Okay. The contradiction is clear, apparently. Oh, wait. Prisoners are not allowed to move about freely. So if he was in that workshop, and then he came out of the workshop, he can't because he needs a guard. He needs a guard there to do that, doesn't he? It's a little bit abstract, but I think I see. It's just a case of, is this the right one? How old is this guy, anyway? "36? Damn, he looks much older than that. Ugh. Gotta go. No worries, Aaron. I'm probably not going to be on for much longer. You've got some Planet Side to play, haven't you? I saw the Steam notification pop up. No, but take care. I'm probably going to wrap up after this testimony anyway, because I need to rest my throat and get a lemon sip. Maybe eat some cheese. Okay. Let's try it.
Objection!
Yeah, there we go. Enough of these pathetic lies, Mr. Swords. I'm afraid you've rather lost sight of what you are. What I am? I know precisely what I am. I'm a former newspaper salesman who's trained to be a pet stylist.
Hold it!
But that's not all you are, is it? Or did you forget the bracelet you wear around your wrist? A bracelet that marks you as a prisoner and therefore unable to move around as you please. As we both know, stepping outside that door would have sounded an alarm. Well, that's... But there's no way you could have looked into the other workshop without leaving the room you were in. Gah! Hoo-wee! Stylishly done, Edgeroo. But doesn't that mean Mr. Sword couldn't have found the body, then? Good question, Kay. Perhaps Mr. Swords himself can explain. So actually, I may have forgotten to mention one very important detail. Sorry about that. I can explain exactly how I was able to see the body if you like. By all means, go ahead. Oh boy, here we go again. There's a little trick we prisoners know about, you see. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean out without triggering the alarm. That's how I was able to peek through the window and into the workshop next door. Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream in fright. So he's saying... He was able to take a look next door because he had kept his arm inside workshop B as he leaned out. Please don't tell anyone about our little trick, especially not the guards, please. Is this it? Is this all he was hiding? Well, I better dig a little deeper into his testimony, just in case. Okay.
Hold it!
Tell me some more about this trick, Mr. Swords. Of course, it's quite simple, really. Oh, that was it.
Hold it!
I suppose this allows you to enjoy a little taste of freedom? It does, to be honest. It's one of the few things that brings me joy anymore. A rather surprising source of joy, but rule-breaking isn't exactly a demonstration of remorsefulness, is it? Oh, but I am remorseful, I always am. I'm a model prisoner, after all. I am beginning to suspect that he doesn't know what a model prisoner actually is. So use this trick to peek through the window. That's right, yes. I made sure the guard wasn't looking and lead out into the corridor.
Hold it!
Why did you make so much of an effort just to take a look? Well, you see, I heard noises coming from next door, and that room was supposed to be empty, so I thought it was strange. And you went to look as soon as you heard these noises? Yes, of course. I had to see what was going on, so I went right away. I see. Are there any problems with what Mr. Sword just said? Because everyone else was at the show. You claim that you looked into the next room as soon as you heard some noise. If that's the case, you must have seen more than just a dead body, because the person who made the noises should have been in there too. You've got a quaking boots, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Sword, tell us the truth about what you saw. You do, of course, have the right to remain silent, but it will do little to dispel the notion that you were somehow involved in this crime. I'm sorry. I did see something else, but it's too insane to believe. I really thought I might have dreamt it. That's why I wasn't sure if I should mention it. Just tell us what you saw. All right. It was that dog. And what I saw is the stuff of nightmares. That huge black dog. It sunk its terrible teeth into the victim's throat. What did you just say? It was hellish, utterly hellish. That beast, that awful beast, he killed him. Suddenly I don't feel so good. Jeepers creepers, that's awful. Talk about traumatizing. It was dreadful, horrible. Now you know I couldn't help but scream. So there's a man-eating dog in the prison's animal population, is there? Okay. And that really is everything, I promise. You believe me, don't you? For now. This one seems too far-fetched to lie, even for you. I'd like you to append what you just told us to your testimony, if you don't mind. Very well. Okay. Interesting.
Hold it!
Okay, let's try and press on this one. You're sure this black dog was biting the victim's throat? Yes, there was blood everywhere. The beast's mouth was dripping with it and... Whoa! Spare us the gory details, will you? What about the victim? Was he... Don't say it! You really need to ask him that, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, okay, what was that punch for? On your side here. He wasn't moving at all. He was just lying there. Meaning he was already dead. There was so much blood just oozing from his neck. Oh, he was dead as a doornail, I'm sure of that. Not even the twitch of a finger, just lifeless. Oh, enough already. Why'd you have to go into every little detail like that? To give you a nice and accurate testimony, that is what you want, isn't it? Shall I add what I've said to my testimony, Mr. Edgeworth? Please do. It was awful, I tell you. Terrible. Ah! I remember seeing his ring gleaming as it caught the light. It featured a snowflake motif in relief. But he was wrapped up.
Hold it!
A snowflake motif in relief. You seem to have a very clear memory of this ring, Mr. Swords. Well, I used to go door to door selling newspaper subscriptions, you see. I had to take people in at a glance. Their appearance, their mood, that sort of thing. Figuring out who exactly you're dealing with is the first step in any sale. Except in this case, you were figuring out a corpse. What can I say? Force of habit. One that served me very well in my sales career, if I do say so myself. Even so, you seem to have remembered things to an uncanny level of detail. I suppose. Nevertheless, it's true. I remembered the ring, the relief, all of it. Is what he's saying even plausible, though? Perhaps I should take another look at the condition of the victim's body as we found it. The ring was hidden. I know as I saw, Mr. Edgeworth, and my eyes don't lie. So Knight was bitten in the throat by a dog that lives here in the prison. Not the most plausible of explanations, I have to say. Well, they do say that pets take after their owners. But there are some things they shouldn't take after. Not if they're supposed to help reform their owners. Otherwise, what's the point of having an animal therapy program? I should probably ask Mr. Soros a little more about this dog. Okay. I think Yeah, we need to present this, because look, the ring's hidden.
Objection!
Yeah! Get fucked. A ring with a snowflake relief. Yes, I saw it clear as day. It was carved in such fine detail. Interesting. Your testimony is certainly very accurate. In fact, I'd say it's just a little too accurate. And what's wrong with being too accurate? I mean this. You testified to having seen a ring with a snowflake design on it. And while the victim did indeed have a ring on his finger... See, exactly as I said. There is no way you could have seen it. Take a look at this photograph. As you can see, the victim's right hand was covered by a tarp. It would have been impossible for you to see his ring, let alone what design was on it. Unless, that is, you approached the body and removed the sheet. You told us earlier you only took a look through the window and the door. Yet you seem to have seen quite a lot from such a disadvantaged location, Mr. Sword. Who the heck do you think you are, huh? Mr. Big Shot acting like you know it all. I mean, I saw what I saw, I swear. Oh, I know, the man's arm must have moved under that tarp after I peeked in.
Objection!
Nonsense, you already told us that can't have been the case. He wasn't moving at all, he was just lying there. Meaning he was already dead. You said it yourself that the victim was already dead. And dead men don't move, do they? Hoo-wee! Is that the stench of outer desperation I smell? What are you hiding, Mr. Sword? Tell us! Ugh! No, You're wrong. I know what I saw. Oh! Oh. You couldn't let it go, could you? I have to keep poking and prodding. You slimy tubing associate attorney. It seems the real Mr. Sword has finally revealed himself. Whoa, that's quite the rug he was rocking. Came straight at you like some kind of flying black cat. Look, I'm just a sweet innocent one to see you. But are you really? Because I must say I have doubts. Very serious doubts. What's that supposed to mean? You saw something that should have been impossible to see from outside the workshop. So, how did you do it? That's simple. Mr. Sword, this is where you were standing when you saw the body. Inside workshop A?
Take that!
You were in the same room as the body. That's the only way you could have seen the relief on the ring. Ha! Say what you want, but you don't have a shred of evidence, do you? Nothing to prove I was in the room with the body anyway. You can't prove it, can you? Because I was in the next room over. Minding my own business and looking after the animals. Why else would I sign out a pair of rubber gloves? For fun? Now put up or shut up. I want to see evidence that proves I was in that room with the body.
Take that!
He played it right for us. Amazing. Remind me, Mr. Sword, what were you doing when you discovered the body? How many times do I was practicing my pet styling techniques? Of course, then perhaps this rubber glove might mean something to you? That's... This glove was found by the victim's body. I believe it was dropped by the killer. And I can't help but notice that you have a similar glove tucked into your apron. No! This one's different.
Hold it!
Yes, that one does seem awfully lonely, doesn't it? It's just a rubber glove. There are hundreds of them all over the prison. This doesn't prove anything.
Objection!
Not yet, perhaps, but if I were to ask the police to check this glove for prints, I have a feeling the results would be rather fascinating. Oh. Oh, he's breaking down. It's over.
Objection!
What the? Ha! That was a pretty rad objection, am I right? Please, Fender, now is not the time for tomfoolery. But I have a legit objection, because this isn't over. There's something that still don't make sense. Our man here's a prisoner, right? And he's got one of those bracelet doohickeys on. That's true, so how could he have left his workshop in the first place? His bracelet would have triggered the alarm if he'd tried. Right, we don't have a good explanation for that yet. Well, anything you'd like to share, good buddy? We're all friends here. That's weird. He should be clinging onto that bracelet like the big round lifesaver it is, colliding. In what way? As in, it's the best hope our wig-flinging friend here has for getting off the hook for murder. Sorry, can't get into the crime scene with a bracelet on. If it were me, I'd be arguing that for my life. And yet he hasn't said a peep about it. I wonder why that might be, huh? The sound of silence. I suppose Miss Law Priestess did preach the silence is golden yesterday, too. Wow, you sound like an actual attorney for a second there, Mr. Fender. The worst of times when lawyers calmly show our biggest smiles. Gregory taught me that. It was part of that attorney's code he lived by. So, friend, what's the dealio? Why so coy about your bracelet? Well, to tell you the truth, it's broken. Broken? I fell over a little while back, you see, and hit it on the floor. After that, it didn't seem to set the sensors off anymore. I should have told the guards about it, I know, but well, it was awfully convenient. I see, so your bracelet is broken. But do they really break that easily? If so, then this prison has a serious security problem. Okay. You there, could we have a moment? Oh, aren't you just the cutest? Meow, how can I help you, sir? This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken. What, really? That's not good. I'll get someone to find a replacement right away. Thank you. We'll keep hold of the broken one for the time being. Okay. Cool, sir. I'll trust you take good care of it. Sweet. Bracelet sorted. Now to turn our murderer in, yeah? What? No, I didn't kill anybody. Whoa there, Palio. You were the one who said your bracelet was out of commission. Or were there other inmates freely roaming the halls while everybody were busy watching the show? No, I just found the body, that's all, I promise. And when I did, that enormous dog started his mouth wrapped around the poor man's neck. I only went into the workshop after the beast left. And why did you go in? Well, oh, fine, I want to go through his pockets, okay? He was going to rob the corpse. And explains why he remembers Knight's ring in so much detail. Hey, why are you looking at me like that? I'm a great thief. I'd never stoop so low to steal from a... Well, I didn't steal anything either. The show ended just after I'd entered the room, and all the other inmates came trickling downstairs thereafter. I panicked, rushed back to the other workshop, and started my fake screaming. And dropped the glove in your haste, huh? Okay. I guess this all just about hangs together. Anything smell funky to you, Mouse? Other than whether Mr. Sword was the one who did it, I'd say one very significant question still remains. The question of how Knight made it into the prison proper from his holding cell in the detention centre. Ooh, yeah, that one's a doozy. I also can't help but wonder about another key feature of Mr. Sword's testimony. That dog's involvement can only mean one thing. Mr. Sword. Yes? What is it? Were you the only prisoner who didn't go to watch the show? Well, no, there was one other who didn't. Am I right in thinking that this person couldn't have watched the show even if he wanted to? Yes, how did you... I knew it. I had my suspicions when we first ran into that black dog yesterday, but this confirms it. For a criminal that dangerous to end up in a place like this is unbelievable, but... Where is this person's cell? You're going to see him? Who are we talking about here? Him! He's not like the other prisoners, you know, he's special, gets treated like royalty. But you didn't hear that from me. All I'll say is if you value your life, you'll stay well away from him. What? Will you please stop trying to scare us all this time? The big cheese, huh? Well, I for one definitely value my life, so that sucks. They keep him in maximum security. Which is over there. Maximum security. Well, that's certainly one way of treating someone differently. Okay. Alright, quit being so mysterious and tell us who he is already. Let's just say he's highly skilled when it comes to people's lives. Better than anyone, in fact. And that's all I'm prepared to say on the subject. In fact, I may have already said too much. Well, Mousy, anything you care to share? Or are you going to leave K&I in the dark here, too? The mystery man in maximum security is an old acquaintance. Let's go pay him a visit. I suspect we'll find our dark canine friend there too. Right, okay. We're actually going to wrap things up there, though, because I was waiting for a good chance to find, like, a save point.
I know we're just about to meet a major character, and I'm sorry to do this, but like we've been going for almost 2.5 hours, and that's like I'm about my limit. I need to get myself some throat sweets or something. So I'll wrap things up there. We're going to be playing Tectonica tomorrow. We finished Kinky Spiritual Affairs Bureau on Sunday. I started penciling in stuff for next week as well. So just make sure that's saved. Yep, all good. Okay, so very broadly, what's coming through the rest of the week? We've got Metroid Desolation True Ending on Monday. We're finishing off Tomb Raider 3 on Thursday. Tuesday is going to be Alien Isolation again. I've actually got band practice for the next run of Wednesday, so I think my Wednesday streams have to shift to Tuesday, so I'm going to like work that out and whatnot. Friday will be Ace Attorney again. Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to have a think about and see what I fancy doing. So, no concrete plans just yet. We'll see what we fancy. Yeah, we'll see what we reckon we want to do. In the meantime, guys, take lots of care. Cheers for the hangs again. I will see you very soon, and enjoy the rest of your day. Until next time. And yeah, thank you, Seribot, for banning that bot right at the 11th hour. Amazing. Alright, see you all soon. Take care.